whales have accumulated like, I think the number was like 7,000 Bitcoin in that time span. Just fumble.
That's why I'm not a big fan of these sell-offs, because the paper hand retailers fumble the bag, and I don't like seeing the little guy lose.
Even if it's their own fault. Michael Saylor's just like, just do what I did. Buy Bitcoin.
Now, if Nvidia starts deciding to buy Bitcoin, then that's it. Game over. That's game over.
That's going to be a quadrillion-dollar stock in no time. It's already a couple trillion.
Yeah. What would it take to get Nvidia to start buying Bitcoin?
Have more cash on hand.
Welcome back
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto,
the unscripted
crypto podcast.
Heyo.
Hey yo.
It's been
a week.
A hell of a week.
It's been a couple days.
For sure.
Whatever the time frame is from last episode to this episode, and this is out. It's been a few things.
Active and hectic and chaos. I think a civil war almost broke out. Yeah, just only like half an inch away.
Inch is a lot, bro. I think we're centimeters away from a civil war.
Yeah. So, assassination attempt on Donald Trump was a failure.
We need 7 of those to reach the peak.
William, I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. I thought that was messed up.
I just realized we didn't cover what we're going to talk about beforehand. So, what do you got for us?
Okay, so we got a handful of things to talk about. Stuff with the SEC. Obviously, stuff with Trump. What's going on with that? So we
start with Trump then and get it out the way?
Yeah, we could start with that. I mean, I figured that's what we were going to start off with anyways. But yeah, the assassination attempt on Sunday
afternoon
was shocking the world, essentially. But more importantly, it shocked the crypto markets.
Yo.
Because the world will die. Bitcoin will be here forever.
I saw a meme going, like, we went from a 14K Bitcoin to all-time highs real fast.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy how that affected the market. One would think that, if Trump's pro-Bitcoin and there's a attempt on his life, who's to say there's not going to be another one that might prove to be successful, end up resulting in losing one of America's pro-crypto candidates. But that's not at all what happened. The opposite happened. People rallied and are expecting.
And Asia just continued it.
Continue the rally?
Dude, yeah.
So essentially, a lot of people are saying he right now. There's about a 70% chance of Trump winning based off of a poly market.
After an assassination attempt, I mean, I wonder why. Mm-hmm. Also, let's talk about the fact that they had time. Secret Service had time to do a lot.
Yeah. So from what I've heard, it's about 30 minutes of difference from when the suspect was detected to when
not on the roof, right? That. I'm assuming it's not on the roof. It's just getting climbing up everything else.
Yeah. I think. Well, I only saw people noticing him on the roof. I didn't see people noticing him climbing up.
Oh, I heard one that there was people saying things of him
climbing the roof.
Getting
I mean, it's not easy to get.
If you're carrying a gun, it's not not noticeable. It's also not a building you're hiding away in. It's a very dense area at that specific time.
Well, where he was posted up, it was actually kind of away from where the rally was, so there was a lot less people in that area, but there were still people who were attending, but not necessarily inside the rally. So it seemed.
But it's one of those it's far, but not far enough.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, still within range, obviously.
If you're Secret Service, or you're just gonna create a perimeter, and there's a building, you're not gonna exclude the building out of your perimeter.
I mean, they had a sniper literally pointed in that direction.
for a reason, right? He just took a minute to to do what he got to do.
Hmm. Yeah, it looked like from the video that I saw, it looked like the sniper took action after he saw the first shot go off.
Yeah. No, it did. Like from that video that's been circulating around Twitter, socials, everywhere. It was definitely. It was like, I see you. I'm waiting. I'm not shooting. You shoot. I shot.
Hmm.
It was It's odd. You wouldn't think.
I mean,
if
like
you have like the president of the United States, that there would be, especially like at his own rally, and it's like overseas, I get it. Like you're in another country, maybe like there's a higher risk of these things, but like in your own country like that.
yeah, I mean,
Very
like, okay.
JFK.
So I've heard 30 minutes was the response time essentially. So like that was more than enough time for law enforcement to get up there, bring him down, without having to take his life. But the guy took lethal force into action, so that's what the Secret Service did. It's like time to retaliate.
Nah, and all like media and people, smart people like in defense and all that, are just roasting the Secret Service for multiple reasons.
Well, something that Trump recently started doing was actually wearing the bulletproof vest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Like he recently started doing that before the rally, and then someone was like, "Oh, thankfully he took that advice into action."
I mean, it was a headshot. I don't think it would have mattered.
Yeah, no, it definitely wouldn't have. It wouldn't have done anything. But some protection is better than no protection.
This is true. Also, the fact that he just turned his head like 3 degrees.
Yeah, no, the amount of luck that guy had. I mean,
like that's
one could argue it's pretty unlucky to get shot at, but missing.
One can argue it's pretty lucky to survive a headshot.
Yeah,
an attempted headshot.
Exactly. Mind you, that guy had incredible aim. Like to be that close, like to be that far from the target, and
that first shot was solid, and then he just sprayed after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's like, "Oh shit, I missed."
I missed. Not much I could do after. It's like it was one of those like, I know I'm dead now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I was gonna die either way, but like I missed, and I didn't get the objective in his opinion, in his eyes.
And then unfortunately, other people got hurt also. One civilian did end up dying.
Also terrible. Like I don't know.
I did say back in 2016 when Trump was running for president the first time, I was like, I want to be nowhere near this man because he's very controversial and I'm sure he's going to get some ops against him. So if he comes to a city near me, catch me on the other side of it.
No,
only took 8 years. Only took 8 years for that to happen.
Dude, wild.
I mean, not surprised that he would have someone trying to assassinate him, but it is surprising that the security detail acted and responded in the way that it did. Yeah.
So moving from this, not entirely, but more so, my reasoning why it affected the market the way it did. I think it's a mix of like the shot missing is the catalyst, but there was also just we were due for a pump already.
We were definitely due for a pump. It seemed like prices were slowing down. Germany had already sold all of their Bitcoin.
They got rid of all their Bitcoin. Weekly RSIs, like selling pressure was gone at the moment. Mount Gox hasn't started distributing all of its Bitcoin FTX either, so it's just like it was gonna happen, and the fact of like they took a shot at Trump, it missed, and it's just like, oh snap, like bye.
Yeah, so like the correlation that I have seen is like, well, first of all, let me mention that extremely hardcore picture where he's standing in front of the podium with his fist up in the air,
Oh yeah.
And then the American flag like flying right behind him, bloody eared. That picture absolutely went uber viral, pretty much.
Bro, better in his mugshot.
Yeah, it's totally better than his mugshot. And his mugshot was loved by both lefties and righties.
Dude, facts.
So this one, where there's actually people who, surprisingly, wish that the guy didn't miss. So like that picture is this picture is particularly hated, but the other picture, the mugshot picture, was loved by all. Yeah. But essentially that picture went viral, and as I mentioned earlier, Polymarket, Trump prior to the assassination attempt had like a 59% chance of winning, according to like what the market was saying, and that jumped to 70, maybe 72 is what I saw, but above 70%. So that's increased amounts of odds of winning, and therefore that might be like not so much like more of a fundamental reason why
it's like, oh, you're gonna win now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, so now he's gonna win, he's pro crypto, like this is good news.
Essentially,
yeah, exactly. So that's what I saw in terms of like part of the reason why it was the catalyst for the price of crypto to start pumping again. But like you said, Germany stopped selling. They ran out already, even though they have more Bitcoin now. But that's just, I'll leave that for later.
They got more Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'll leave that for later. Like I said. So yes, Bitcoin? There's not a lot. It's not a lot. So then okay. Yesterday on Monday, Trump actually announced who he's gonna have running on his ticket with him. His vice president on the ballot, what's his name? J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
He's a senator from Ohio, pro crypto also. Actually, so pro crypto, he holds a bunch of Bitcoin.
I don't know about a bunch, but a lot.
More than $250,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Depending on the price he bought, it could be a bunch or not.
I guess that's true.
No,
a bunch in monetary in dollar terms.
Yeah, he holds Bitcoin. He holds.
Yeah, and then on top of that, JD Vance also voted to repeal SAB 121, which we mentioned before. However, unfortunately, Biden decided to veto that bill.
Flip-flopper.
Yep. Definitely a flip-flopper. But that's typically what politicians do. So.
Also true.
Like what's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
This is very accurate.
Yeah, very accurate. And then Naval, a guy from Twitter, crypto influencer. You've seen him, or is he known for crypto, or because I've seen him before, or is he just like some type of like tech dude in general?
No idea. Actually, don't.
Well, this guy is pretty popular on X, and he said that this vice president was just pretty much what's the term he used was assassination insurance. Seeing how there was already an assassination attempt on Trump, he wanted this guy because of various reasons aside, but then also like the fact that like a lot of like the opposition, like the his opposition, at least the Democrats, the more liberal party, has a lot of viewpoints that they do not agree on. So then he's like, oh, okay, so which is worse, Trump or this guy? So it's like, okay, we could like ideally like deal with Trump because they've already had experience with him as president, versus this other senator who they don't really know how he would be as president. Maybe more,
okay,
you know. But I saw that this Naval dude was like he's a veteran, so he has like military support to a degree, because anyone who's served in the military would probably vote for someone else who's in the military because they're relatable. But then on top of that, apparently he has an Indian wife, which is a minority, with and kids. So hopefully that might, in like terms of like political point of view, like help gain some traction with the minorities and with the military personnel. Even though I don't think Trump needed help with the veterans.
I'm sorry, you just confused me. You talking about Naval or
Naval, correct. So
not the VP.
No, my bad. Not Naval, the VP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the VP, not Naval. Okay, so Naval said that he had got him as assassination insurance because of because of the VP's like political points of views.
Got you.
But then I just continued going into saying that he has a military combat and a minority wife.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of like what I meant by like the political benefit.
Yeah, Trump wrote a whole thing, I think, on this platform saying I choose, what's his name? VP? VD? JD? Vance. JD Vance. And he gave him a whole bunch of praise. Military, went to Yale, he's an alum, a whole bunch of things.
I mean, I could definitely say I like JD Vance over Pence, because I did not like Pence at all.
That's fair. I don't know much about either one, if I'm honest.
Just the few pros for voting to repeal SAB 121 is a good policy.
Is enough for you?
Yeah, that's a good policy. So
like you're like, that's enough for
so me. I could get behind that.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, so then just to touch back on that whole Germany thing. Germany finally finished selling off all their Bitcoin.
Like by Friday or Saturday, they're all out.
Last week, and then people posted screenshots of like their wallet address showing that it shows zero balance. And then, so what a lot of people, and by a lie I mean like over 4 dozen Bitcoiners or Bitcoin wallets started sending money, Bitcoin, to the Germany wallet that they just finished liquidating.
For what?
As protest, to a degree. It's like, oh, you got no more Bitcoin, here, you take some more.
Well, they'll just sell it.
I guess, but like for $400, would they waste their time with that?
Oh, okay. They sound like an irrelevant number.
Yeah. So, it was typically small amounts. There was one guy who sent over $100 worth of Bitcoin, and that was pretty much the biggest send.
Okay. No, man, I thought they had enough Bitcoin again to like to fluctuate the market for
No. That's why I said it. That's why.
I was here like, God damn.
Yeah.
We just got one mess to get it back into another. They're ruining the fun.
Yeah. So then, there is one transaction to this wallet that came from a pretty much legendary type of wallet address.
Okay.
And so after Germany,
Satoshi's?
Yeah.
Satoshi sent his Bitcoin to Germany?
No, it wasn't Satoshi. So essentially after Germany finished liquidating their wallet, this one wallet address sent $4 back to the German government from the address starting with 1 fuck you 4. That's literally the beginning of that wallet address.
Okay.
Which is insanely hard to have come by. I don't know what they did to get that wallet address. But very clever way of giving the finger to the German government.
Germans.
I mean, that was the most degenerate one. That's actually like, I would say fine. There was other people sending satoshis to the German government, but those are much less tasteful, to the point where I'd consider like hate speech. I don't know if they were trying to be like canny with it, but essentially, it was like people sending 88 cents worth of Bitcoin, with the wallet as the known as, like, coming from like Hitler, sending the U.S. not the U.S. It was Hitler sending the German government Bitcoin, with 88 cents, apparently being some type of like white supremacy type of number, which I have no idea where that came from.
I mean, they did do that one time.
I know, but that's why I say it's like, it's probably canny, like they're trying to like be witty with it, but I don't know. I don't know if they're like trying to like rub it in Germany's face, or if they are supporting that is the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Germany did do that one time. I mean, the same way the U.S. did, drop some, some nukes on some people. These are things that did happen. We're allowed to get like shit for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like that's what I'm just saying. I don't know if they're getting. That's what I agree with that statement. That they're allowed to get shit for it. The issue is that you don't know if the person's giving shit or showing support. At least I don't know. So I would hope that it is like just a joke that comes off as distasteful, but not meant to be.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, hold on.
So
let me see really quickly how much they have. The wallet.
I'm gonna say they have 0.08 of a Bitcoin.
0.007.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 O's and 1 digit off. Yeah, $431 at current price. So I don't think they're gonna do anything about that. They're probably just gonna hold that.
Yeah. They'll let that become $1 million one day.
Yeah, they'll wait till that one's worthwhile.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Okay.
In the last 4 years, what do you think is the best performing asset?
In the last 4 years, NVIDIA.
That's the second best performing asset.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'll share my screen now, but
is it Bitcoin? It's third best.
Yes, that is the third best.
Shit. Okay. First best performing asset. William, you got me stumped.
Give you a hint.
Okay, I'll take a hint.
They buy Bitcoin.
They buy Bitcoin. It's MicroStrategy.
Correct. Let me share real quick so you can see this. Because Michael Saylor posted this. I just found it interesting. So this is current. Like, this is what he shared. He goes, to outperform NVIDIA, get on the Bitcoin standard. That's how much, like, this is absurd.
That is absurd. 1,203%.
In 4 years. And
That's
Bitcoin
crazy.
only doing 432% in those exact same 4 years. Crazy. On that same note, I'm sorry. MicroStrategy will be doing a 10-to-1 split coming August.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so
more Bitcoin.
Of course, anything they do is to buy more Bitcoin. They understand the game. Everybody's after your Bitcoin. Collect as much of it as possible. Give it up to nobody.
Whales, in the sell-off period, since we've been selling off, since Bitcoin's been being sold off, whales have accumulated like, I think the number was like 7,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
in
That's
that
why.
time span.
That's why I'm not a big fan of these sell-offs, because the paper hand retailers fumble the bag,
Just fumble.
and I don't like seeing the little guy lose.
Even if it's their own fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, so literally doing that, Michael Saylor's just like, just do what I did. Buy more Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin.
Just buy Bitcoin. If you want to outperform
Bitcoin.
Nvidia, just if Nvidia starts deciding to buy Bitcoin, then that's that's game over.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a $250 stock in no time.
Yeah.
It's already a couple trillion.
Damn. What would it take to get Nvidia to start buying Bitcoin? Good question.
Have more cash on hand.
Maybe.
Because MicroStrategy, what they did was they bought with their cash reserve the Bitcoin, and then they started leveraging.
Yeah, Nvidia probably won't do that. They'll just keep on working on production, trying to produce more.
Expanding production for more chips because they're short.
Yeah. That's their business, so that's probably where they'll be profitable.
And they just need more. But I just felt like sharing that chart with Michael Saylor because
that is a very interesting chart. Very interesting chart. MicroStrategy is being the number one performing asset in the past 4 years.
Yeah, it's a thing, dude. On that, I saw this too, which I would like to share. It won't have audio, unfortunately. We haven't seemed to get that to work yet.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, William. This is the first time I now realize that we haven't practiced that.
We have what?
Attempted to play a video with audio.
We've done it once.
Did we?
Yeah. So it basically is just a chart sharing Bitcoin performance compared to major asset classes throughout. And it's been doing it since 2013. So that's first year of 2013, Bitcoin was the best performing asset. Watch. And if you're looking at it, it's almost, as we all know, like every halvening, it does that performance jump.
So what's that when Bitcoin's at the bottom?
Yeah, that's when it's not the best performing asset. That's the bear market year. Or year and a half. And then following that is when it does its uptrend again.
So typically, Bitcoin is the best performing asset for 3 years in a row.
Correct.
Okay. And what year is that last year? 2013, 15, 16, 17, 19.
Okay,
20.
so those two things are just accumulated. That last one is 2023.
Okay.
That's like the cumulative amount, like annual.
So we got 2 more years of Bitcoin being the best performing asset.
Of the best performing asset, essentially. Yeah. Which is funny. I was talking.
So essentially, that being said, now this isn't investment advice, but
you should buy.
It makes no sense to buy anything else.
Correct. So I was talking to my girlfriend's mom, and she was talking about investments, and then she brings up like crypto, and I mentioned Bitcoin, of course. Like we were just talking about crypto, and I talked to her about it Sunday early afternoon, like around 3:00. If she would have bought that same day, whatever amount of money she would have, like whatever amount, or she would have told me to buy for her, she would have already been up.
Would have been in the green.
She would have been in the green instantly. You know what that is? Because when I was talking to her, I went, "Oh yeah, Bitcoin's like right now floating around like 58,000 some change." And by the time I go to sleep that night, Bitcoin's already at 60,000 plus. Like just rampaging onward. I was just like, Bitcoin's great. Like, this is what it is.
So was she like surprised or shocked in any way when you told her Bitcoin was at 58,000?
Yes, because I didn't know she didn't understand that I said 58,000. So when I first, since me and you know the price of Bitcoin is 58,000, we don't say 58,000. We go it's at 58.
Okay, so you
we
said
say it's at 60.
So you told her it was at 58.
So what I first said was, it's at 58,800. I said it's at 58,800, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like how I
Okay.
would tell it to you, since you know the price, as I know the price. Like we're not gonna overcomplicate ourselves. And I just kept on saying the price like that, as I would to a natural crypto enthusiast, like a crypto folk.
Uh-huh.
My girlfriend gets involved and she goes, "Mom, he's saying $58,000." She goes, "What?" She goes, "Yeah." Because when I told her, I'm like, "Oh yeah, Bitcoin runs at 58,000, 5,800, 58.
58.
We're expecting to go to."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's at 58. We're expecting it to go like to 150, maybe 200." And she goes, "Oh, okay. Like that's a even
good
if
jump,
it's $100 or not, that's a big jump."
Yeah, correct.
And then when when she heard the 1,000 and it clicks for her, she goes, "Oh snap! This is this is a shit ton of money."
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, "Oh, my fault. I didn't specify here. We're talking about thousands."
Yeah, thousands. So
Thousands.
complete normie was not aware of the price of Bitcoin at all. Yeah, because what I've been coming around, like the normies I end up seeing are like somewhat aware, where they know it's in that
It's in
range.
the thousands.
Yeah, tens of thousands. But
Yeah.
they're like, oh, Bitcoin dropped like crazy. It's like from 62 to 61. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean,
It was like, we still have a lot more space to go down, guys.
yeah. I mean, that's not like even a crazy drop. Like $2,000 is nothing. You get scared when it went from like 65 to 53. Now you're there. You're looking at it going, "I need to clean myself."
Yeah, that's quite a big jump.
That's a scary drop. But yeah, so when I talked to her about the price and she didn't realize it, that was funny. And then the entire conversation was like, okay, so how do I sell it, purposes? I'm like, oh, you just sell it to someone who's willing to buy it. You also don't have to sell it. You can also trade it, sell it to someone who, if they have something you want and they want Bitcoin, you can buy it in Bitcoin, or you can sell it for dollars, or for Chilean peso, whatever you need. You can just sell it to that asset.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm like, as of right now, Bitcoin is the only asset that every 4 years it hasn't failed. It's at a higher price than it was prior to those 4 years.
Salud. Oh, I thought you were gonna sneeze.
I was coughing. No, bro, my throat is annoying.
I heard.
That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, no, I think it's always a fun conversation. Conversation that we end up having often, not just between us, but with other people. Part of the reason why we decided to start doing this podcast was because people keep on talking to us about Bitcoin, so might as well, or crypto in general. So might as well just record it, so that if anyone says anything, we could just direct them in the general direction.
Yeah. On that same note, Ethereum ETF. This is from, I've seen it on multiple sources. I see all unusual whales, but the one I'm looking at right now is Bitcoin FG. Is it Bitcoin FG? Yeah, Bitcoin FG. They also announced, as with everyone else, that the Ethereum ETF should start trading next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let the floodgates open, or the sell gates open.
Yep. It's probably going to be sell. It's probably going to be sell gates. It's probably going to be sell.
Well, I saw a lot of people saying that they speculate and they might not sell off as much as we think. And even if we do get that initial sell off, since 30% of ETH's supply is locked up in staking for an X time period, it won't be able to drop the price as Bitcoin, since Bitcoin
is all available. Yeah, true that.
Correct. So they're saying that can actually be a benefit in this situation to that sell pressure, since there's so much ETH locked up. Period.
True.
And there's not much we can do about it.
That is actually true. That's why proof of stake exists.
Yeah. So that would help in that scenario.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, by the way, Bitcoin's climbing again to that 65,000 level.
Sweet.
which has been our current ceiling for the last couple of tries. We break 65, 68 to the moon, and we might see 70s by the end of the week.
Wow.
I'm sure they're trying a little bit, but we might see 70s by the end of the week at this rate.
That's optimistic. That's good. That's good news to look forward to.
Son. After the bloodshed we've had, what do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Bitcoin's close to all-time high. Every single alt is not. Most alts are really far.
Mm-hmm. And why is that? Alts can't keep up.
Alts just bled more. Alts did not hold up these dumps. Like there wasn't retail wasn't there. It's been a very Bitcoin dominant market.
I mean, the Bitcoin is the one with the spot ETF, so maybe that.
Also, that's a big thing, since we're also in the same exact time frame. I forgot who I saw. I think it was Benjamin Cowan on Twitter. He showed the price of Bitcoin to where it typically is prior to cycles. Like since this cycle was abnormal, since we had this rampant 73K before happening, he was showing that the current price of Bitcoin shouldn't be around where we are. It should be in the low, like
it should
between
be
like the 30s to 40s. I'm saying 30, 40s just because there was a number, a more specific number. I just don't remember it. But we should be in that range where we blew by.
We completely flew back past it. 100%. Yeah, this is a unusual market for sure, indeed, for Bitcoin.
Even though, at the same time, we also, Rec Capital spoke about this on Twitter, that we've also slowed down the market a lot. Like from the speed where we went to where we are was very fast, but we stayed in a period of consolidation for a lot longer than anticipated since the inflows and everything else.
Yeah, people kind of were hoping for a moonshot, nonstop train to the moon at 150,000.
Yeah. Also, I will say, I was wrong in the prices. We said how deep our retracements will be, because I said 20%, 25. This is the deepest we went.
Okay. Yeah, 25. Still significant. Still it's very.
It's a shit ton. But
yeah, it's still very volatile.
What other markets have done. Like other cycles, it's not.
Yeah, other cycles. It's not that bad.
Like the exact bottom, this is on the Binance chart, is 27%. The exact bottom.
One may say that Bitcoin is reaching a state of maturity where volatility slowly starts to come down.
One may also say ETFs help.
Yeah.
With the amount of
institutional investors, the ETFs, big difference.
Well, because they bought the fucking dip.
Mm-hmm.
When Bitcoin was dumping, they were buying Germany's Bitcoin, essentially.
Yep, pretty much.
ETF inflows for the last 2 weeks almost have all been green. Whether it's small or large net inflows, it's been positive net inflows.
So 2 weeks ago it was a little low. It was positive, close to 500 million. This week was much higher. It was at 1.4 billion.
I mean, you saw the catalyst was that attempted assassination. The market was just like, oh, this guy's gonna win. We're already eating dirt. Let's rip.
Yeah. It's like you said, RSI was at the bottom.
Yeah, weekly RSIs were at the bottom. Even though other RSIs were more all over the place, the weekly ones right now is for the long-term investing. Mm-hmm. They've been beat. Mm-hmm. I mean, and also the entire market behind Bitcoin rallied. Most tokens went up 20, 13, double-digit percentages. XRP went up. XRP did 10%.
Wow. XRP barely moves.
A stable coin did that.
Yeah. XRP barely moves. 10% for XRP.
It doesn't move.
That's an insane amount of increase.
For XRP?
No, if an actual stable coin did move, that'd be kind of insane. That's bad news.
Oh, I'm lying to you.
It went up more than 10%?
Way more. So I'm on the daily time frame. So from XRP went down when Bitcoin did its thing, like when it did that dramatic drop, it went all the way to 38 cents. It's back at 57 cents. It did 50%.
Wow.
If you would have longed XRP from that bottom, you would have thought you like made the worst mistake of your life, but you didn't.
Crazy.
Like, mind you, Solana is also back up to the 160s. It's beating, it's reclaiming that 50-day and the 200-day moving averages. Bitcoin just reclaimed the 50-day now. We're in a pumpamental zone.
Pumpamental. Yeah.
So yeah,
some people are calling this the Trump pump.
I mean, they're not wrong. Homie did do it. Well, Trump did pump it. I'm not gonna lie to you. That man's life literally pumped it.
Yeah, pretty much.
No matter like what we say, it is what it is. Also, kind of sad that they actually went for his life. Like that kind of like sucks.
Yeah, that's why what was said earlier in this episode, I was like, it's kind of messed up, but.
Oh yeah, like 7 attempts. Yeah, we get 7 more, bro. We're multimillionaires by the end of this market, 100%. Like,
yeah, that's fucked up. But
Solana to 3,000.
To 3K for sure.
For sure, like if we get to 10 more.
Yeah, no, but it is kind of crazy to think that someone's like the survival. Well, it makes sense, I guess. The survival of a pro crypto presidential candidate. That's good news for crypto.
Yeah.
Versus the alternative, where like a presidential candidate's anti-crypto, that would obviously be bad news. So like the logic fits for sure.
Also, apparently the dude that tried to assassinate him was in a BlackRock commercial a few years back.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what the.
I just found that funny.
Yeah, I was like, people were saying this is like, oh, did BlackRock plant him? I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot. There tends to be coincidences in life, and I think that was one of them.
No, that's just a funny one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I hate on ETH for a little bit now?
But since we mentioned BlackRock, I do want to say something about the CEO, Larry Fink.
Oh, that's right. He talked this week on what do they? It was with Jim Cramer.
Was it with Cramer?
The Cramer was there too.
Yeah. So
I don't know how Cramer is now like so like Bitcoin friendly. Apparently.
Cramer's Bitcoin friendly now.
Apparently.
Interesting. But yeah, so he was on CNBC with Cramer. And he said it is a legitimate financial instrument. So that is insane for Larry Fink.
He also said, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but just add to that. He also said that 5 years ago he was against Bitcoin. He studied, and he goes, "I'm wrong. This is actual." And then he says, "What you just stated."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which
you're
I
right.
think is very important to add.
No, I was not gonna leave that out. Trust me. Yeah, very. I want to say like big of him to actually be.
Admit wrong.
Yeah, be upfront about it and say, "Look, I thought it was BS, but now I researched it. I did, which is what everybody should do." Study before you invest. DYOD, do your own diligence. He said that he also mentioned that Bitcoin does have uncorrelated returns. It does act as a hedge against currency debasement. It gives people financial control and also acts like digital gold.
Yeah, and two things that you didn't mention that I also want to mention. He also stated that he goes, as like all other assets, they do use it for whatever they want. Like there is wrong, like misuse of things. Like, and he goes, as everything else. And the second one was damn it, I think I forgot it. Never mind, I forgot it. But this is another thing. He also just stated that it's not used for, what we all want it to be used for. People are going to use it however they want.
Yeah.
And what he also said was, if you don't trust your country, it's the best bet you have, essentially. is what you
Yep.
stated.
That's literally exactly what it is. So like
In
these
terms of
statements,
debasement.
yeah. So these statements aren't a surprise to people who have studied Bitcoin and blockchain technology. This is pretty much like the reason why we're in it, just to have some type of insurance policy against a very easily and historically corruptible governments. Not saying all governments are corrupt, likely they are, but that
But all the
governments,
more.
yeah, governments tend to be corrupt or tend to get corrupted at some point. So like this is just a way to protect yourself against that possibility.
Yeah, 100%.
So Larry Fink just pretty much gives a whole bunch of like support and like backing to blockchain technology with that whole interview.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
Okay,
with you.
now you could shit on ETH.
Now I can do it. Fuck.
Yeah. We're gonna roast
So-
Vitalik.
No, I'm just gonna talk about the gas fees again.
Okay.
So as our audience doesn't know, because we also don't talk much about specific tokens themselves. We just talk about generalization about the market and like everything that's going on. But pretty important news: Render is moving off Ethereum. It's migrating onto Solana because now they're better use cases, is faster, is easier, less expensive, right?
So what does Render do?
Render is basically it's not AI, but it's AI power. You're allowed to lease off and share your GPU and your processing power, computing power to the render system. Whoever needs it, they pay to use it, and they pay you in render. Essentially,
Yeah, very
it's
viable
just,
protocol.
Render processing is mainly, I think it's mainly done for video, if I'm not mistaken, but just rendering in general.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the name Render.
Yeah, hence the name Render. Correct.
Hence the name Render. So they're migrating from ETH to Sol. So to transition, there's multiple ways. Exchanges, the ones that are participating, are going to do it for you. You hold render in the exchange, they'll take that render, burn it, and give you the new render. It's a 1-for-1 render, right? And then if that's not the case, if you're on you need to move it from cold storage onto a hot wallet like MetaMask to then go onto the render's website to upgrade. And you're going to send them render. They're going to burn the render, and they're going to send you Solana on render, right? Very simple.
They're going to send you render on Solana. Render on Solana.
Yeah, my fault. Not a difficult process. It's pretty straightforward. However, I did this process at, I'm going to say 11 o'clock.
Can I say something before we continue?
Go for it.
Just for any clarification purposes, the reason why it's render, this cryptocurrency is moving from Ethereum to Solana, which are both also cryptocurrencies. I just want to clarify that blockchains like Ethereum and Solana, these blockchains enable what are called smart contracts, and Render is a smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain represented by Render tokens. So all that's happening is, with the process that William just said, is that they're going to remove the render from Ethereum, and they're going to have the same exact smart contract, just working on the Solana blockchain this time. That's why it's going away from Ethereum and onto Solana, even though they're all different cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
I just want to make that clarification because I was like, wait, can someone potentially find this confusing? So continue. So what were you doing?
So you just have to go to the website, connect your MetaMask wallet to the website itself. Easy, right? Then you connect your Phantom wallet to the same website.
Pretty simple.
So you need gas fee, huh?
Both are pretty simple to do.
Simple stuff. You need gas fees for both of these. I didn't have enough because I don't hold ETH. I don't have ETH. I don't like ETH. I think it's expensive. Today I was reminded why. Give me a second.
Today you were reminded why.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency, we could stop.
No, not emergencies. She's gonna go say bye to her dad. He travels to work later today.
Heard. School cup.
But moving so I'm sorry for that interruption. So they're moving render from whatever whole process,
Mm-hmm.
right? You connect the
So
wallets.
you
You need gas
connect the
fees.
wallets. Uh-huh.
I don't have ETH. I'm used to Solana where I could do things with like $5.
With very little.
Sol.
With very little.
Very little. So I go ahead and I send over my render, which is on the exchange, over to the MetaMask. I have a fee there, right? Because I don't have ETH on the exchange, I have to pay with render. Gets over. I send over like $11 worth of ETH to that MetaMask.
Well, another fee.
So for another, with another fee there, of course. So I actually get $9 back.
Mm-hmm.
I go ahead. I go to accept. Just to start the process, right? The initial just like, oh, you want to send over the render. They're like, you don't got enough ETH. You're short. So I stop for a second. I try again. It lets it go through. I then want to now initiate the second step, which is finish the burn and receive the new one. It goes, you don't got enough ETH. I tried twice, not enough ETH. Perfect, no issue. I go buy more ETH. I transfer $50 worth of ETH. There's a fee on the exchange side, and then apparently when it gets over to the actual MetaMask, I had $50 initially. I only got 35 back.
Crazy.
I'm like, awesome, cool. And then to initiate the final process, right, the burning mechanism, they charge me another like $6 to burn it. Like Ethereum, ETH did, so that I can then receive my render.
Receive it on Sol. And that's why they moved it from Ethereum to Sol.
This is exactly why they did it.
Because those gas prices are redonkulous. Absolutely. And then the government wants to charge taxes on all of those transactions, which is insane because no money was made. There was only losses there.
Only losses. Like I lost render. I spent ETH. It was just like a whole thing. And now I don't want to move my ETH
off of
from
MetaMask.
MetaMask
Because
it's like gonna be too expensive to move it out. I'd just rather leave it there.
Yeah, I have some wallets like that too.
Right? It's like whatever.
They're just gonna. I was like, this is just gonna stay in there.
Why? Like why bother?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, okay, well, like I accidentally bought some USDT or USDC on Ethereum. And I was like, wait.
Mistakes.
I was like, shit. I was like, messed up. This had to be on Solana.
That's a fumble.
So then I was like, you know what? I guess I'm just holding dollars on ETH now.
Because like even to convert that USDC or USDT to ETH is mad expensive.
Yeah. That's why I'm just staying there. That's gonna be my like, in case all hell breaks loose.
Like it pretty much defeats the purpose of the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a shit show. I hate ETH for I wrote in my I'm in a group chat for crypto, and I'm just like, I remember why I hate ETH and I don't use it.
Okay.
Like these gas fees are ridiculous. Like it's like irrelevant to use.
I thought you were gonna say in your diary or your journal or your. Then you said group. I was like, oh, group therapy. I was just trying to find a way to roast you.
I mean, listen, that group might need therapy after trying to short Bitcoin pumping the last 3 days. Okay, they were stuck in bear mode.
Damn. Rest in
I'd
peace.
rather be stuck in bull mode than bear mode always.
Always. Just personal. At least when it comes to Bitcoin, we covered this last episode.
But yeah, man, it was just like a mad headache just dealing with the ETH and just like, why is it so expensive to do anything on here?
True that.
Also, to like the people who may listen or may not listen to this, do convert your render over to it. The sooner the better. Not because of price or anything like that, just because they're also sending out rewards for anyone who does it like early.
Yeah, they're trying to get people to fill up and occupy.
To do it as soon as possible. You have a year to do it, like from what I've heard. Like you have time, but the faster you do it, the better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll make a clip from this to make sure people see it.
Bro, I got stopped out on a render trade because of this.
Shut up.
I was long render, and I like some solid prices. On Blowfin, since they delisted the render on the leverage side because they're converting it, so it got delisted, completely screwed my trade up. Like, I kept my money, I kept my profits. Like, it was a profitable trade. But I lost the potential because render that morning was pumping.
Damn it. That sucks. But did they know that they were going to be... Was it like public knowledge that render would be transferring over to Solana anytime soon?
Yeah, it was announced a couple days back and everything. Well, I don't think that what they announced with enough time was the delisting process. I think there was like something there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, everything's pumping right now. Asia should be waking up soon. Should be a good day.
Yep. So
I got nothing else.
Okay, well, we didn't really talk too much about the Mount Gox thing.
What's up with them? Oh, that fake FUD that happened this morning apparently?
So, what? Fake.
So I heard there was
FUD?
FUD this morning about Mount Gox. That's why the price took a dump.
Okay, what was the
I
FUD?
have zero information on it. That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
But you didn't hear any. But did you hear what the FUD was?
No, I said that.
Okay.
I'm just saying
Just
there was FUD.
Okay, so what I have seen was that Mount Gox moved 91,775 Bitcoin.
90.
Correct.
That's a
You
whole
heard.
lot of Bitcoin.
You heard right. It's $5.8 billion worth of Bitcoin to 2 separate addresses.
Yeah, okay.
So this is pretty much the assumption is that this is the beginning of their repayment process.
Okay.
They still hold 139,000 Bitcoin.
Apart from that 91.
Correct.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the addresses that they sent to has been known to be owned by Kraken, the exchange.
Okay.
And Kraken did confirm that they will be dispersing their receipt of their Bitcoin to their what's it called, the debtors, within the next 7 to 14 days.
Okay. So that money should be coming out soon.
Correct. In a week to 2 weeks. So to put this into perspective, Germany recently comes out of a selling process of selling 50,000 Bitcoin.
$2 billion.
And Bitcoin dropped down to, what was it, 63,000?
53.
53,000.
25%. The last retrace was 25%.
So this is almost double that amount of Bitcoin that Germany was selling off. So the question is this going to be another chance for us to go crashing back down?
So for this, just foresight, you got to give it the 80-20 rule. 80% hold, 20% sell.
Yeah.
So out of that 5 billion, it'll be like what, 1 point something? Almost 2?
No.
2 and some change actually.
2
and a little bit?
of 5.8 billion.
Well, you can just do 5.8 and
Yeah.
do 20% of that.
5.8 times 0.2, 1.16.
Okay, I was off the second time around. I was close to the first time. So yeah, so there'll be a 1.6 billion worth of selling pressure. You can see a similar retracement if that sells.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing
I was gonna say, I was like, on the other hand, a lot of these people were buying Bitcoin on Mount Gox from
we're
2013.
the degenerates already.
They were the OGs. Like,
Yeah.
I've been told I could consider myself an OG now, and mind you, I only got in 2017. These people have a whole 5 years. They're senior citizens.
Fact.
They studied Bitcoin. They knew how Bitcoin worked before people even knew what Bitcoin was.
So I guess it comes down to the fact of, do they need the money, really?
I guess, yeah, that's pretty much what it can come down to.
Like, if you don't need the money, you're not gonna sell assets that you know only go up.
Exactly. So like, but they choose to hold that, then like,
oh, we're on solid ground. I will say I would be nervous because there will be selling pressure at one point coming again, and it's gonna be a lot more.
correct, yeah. So I think what it might do is not increase buying pressure now because like, oh, these people aren't selling. It's like a potential flood in the market where like the people might be like, oh, expecting this to come, but it's not coming. So they're like, shit, I need to get in now before it's too late. And then later on, like you said, since there's a lot more in the market, then it could potentially hurt a little bit more when they choose to take profits. If they choose to take profits. Which
I'm in a paid group. Like the group I was speaking of is a paid group. I pay money to be part of that group, right? To give either sniper signal, like entries on tokens, and just like overall learning how to trade, better trading, like different avenues, right? Airdrops, whatever. Since the price started to pump, immediately anyone who was not in like well set trades, like who are already logging, were FOMOing in. Like they themselves are saying, like, I want a FOMO. Because they were either in shorts or they were in some other token, and they're seeing like what tokens are moving, and you're just like, I want to get into that token that's moving like a rocket ship. So at one point, if that's people who are in a group, who are paying to be in a group, who have actual understanding of what like crypto is and everything, and they're saying they want a FOMO, imagine what will retail say at one point very soon. Or like the person below that who will actually FOMO in.
Like that's all good, fun and stuff for like the roller coaster that we end up seeing in the market. But then later on, like 2-3 years down the line, we're gonna have people who bought at the peak, and then they're gonna be telling me, they're like, oh man, like this is trash, this is BS, like I bought over here and then like it's worth a quarter, a third of what I bought it at. He's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, like you bought at the most expensive time in history.
You're not the smart money.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's how markets work.
But that is what unfortunately trading is and stocks.
That's just the nature. That's
like,
just the game.
It's me against you.
That's literally the game.
It's who's gonna sell before, and if my belief is to hold for 10,000 years, and I don't care what it does.
Yep.
But if you're the person who can't like see red, then then don't buy. Yeah. You should be buying on red and selling on green.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is
and it's not what they do. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Well, it never is.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to mention that whole Mount Gox thing because it's a significant amount of Bitcoin that they're introducing.
Very.
And it's a significant amount that they have left to introduce.
Yeah.
So, like, it is something to be
mindful.
Like,
no, you want to be mindful of it.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, I just don't think. I definitely not 80-20 sounds like a pretty solid rule. I didn't have like any like ratio to think of it, but like 80-20 seems pretty reasonable.
No, that's like an actual ratio people like throw around. Like you should expect 20% sell, 80% to hold. That's the kind of numbers they did with GBTC.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got nothing else. I think it's been a pretty solid week. Good information. Yeah. Good ranting.
I'm with you.
Good
Always ranting.
But yeah, move your render to Solana, cause fuck ETH.
Fuck ETH. Well, on that note, I guess
buy Bitcoin. It's not financial advice, or work for Bitcoin, something like that.
Both work. Wrap it up.
Yep. Thank you for sticking around.
Tuning in.
Give a like, share, subscribe, comments,
follow, hit the notification bell. Alex still isn't sure because no one comments. We need more than 3 comments.
I need 3 comments, guys.
I get 3 comments. He's shirtless.
It's coming. I feel it in my bones.
Exactly.
Maybe for the 100th episode, when we have with 100 subscribers. We're 2 subscribers away from 100 subscribers.
If we get 2 subscribers for the 100th episode, that would be fun.
That would be awesome. Awesome possum. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The unscripted
Crypto podcast.
Ayo.